everyone. Welcome to another episode of It's Crystal Clear, a show that's designed to tell your money where to go instead of always wondering where it went. My name is Felicia Young, and as always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your financial journey. Now, every week when I open up these episodes, I say, as always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your financial journey. But I need you to understand how much I really do appreciate you all trusting me to help you. It does mean a lot to me. So, I get the privilege to help quite a bit of you on a daily basis to come up with plans to live a different life. Some of you started off embarrassed about where you were in life. You didn't want to share how much debt you were in. You didn't want to show me your bank statements that told me all of your business. You didn't want me to see the choices you made with your money. And I told you the embarrassment and the hesitation, it wasn't going to get you out of debt. Because if it were, you would be out of debt. So there is no need for anyone to be embarrassed at all. Where you were 6 months ago was where you were 6 months ago. Whether you were behind on bills, whether you were swimming in debt, or having more bills at the end of the month than you had a paycheck. Not seeing debt relief anywhere in sight. But over time, something changed. Where you were 6 months ago is a completely different life right now. At some point, something inside of you triggered. You became sick and tired of being sick and tired. You became focused. You became disciplined. And when you started seeing your credit card balances go down and a little bit more money left over in your bank accounts and a little less stress in your daily lives, you became determined to do what you needed to do to better manage your money, to start telling your money where to go instead of always wondering where it went. 6 months later, there are many of you who paid down thousands of dollars in loans by simply cutting out your latte factors and shopping by the do I really want this or do I want what I wrote in my vision board. 6 months later, there are many of you who made time to carve out an hour a week to review what you spent the week before and budget what you need to spend in the upcoming week. 6 months later, you see the benefits of using the snowball method to aggressively pay off one bill at a time, starting with the smallest loan. 6 months later, you are seeing an improvement in your relationships with your spouses and significant others because you are making time to plan your future together within your budget instead of hiding those packages from each other. 6 months later, if you get off track, you're not staying off track. Instead, you're making time to stop, recalibrate, and reach out for help. And 6 months later, your life is going in a completely different direction than it was going 6 months ago. And then there's another group of you out there who are in the same financial cycle that you were in 6 months ago, still living paycheck to paycheck, not making time to track your expenses so you can tell your money where to go instead of always wondering where it went. When it's time to ask the question, do I want this thing that's on sale or do I want the option to save that money to fund my dream? You've chosen to buy another thing that's on sale. And when you get that credit card statement at the end of each month, the balance is even higher with no end in sight. And you can only afford to pay the minimum balance. Then there's a third group of you out there. Life is just lifing. You're making time to reduce your expenses, but the light bill keeps going up. Same house, same usage, higher bill. When you call to ask why, you're told it's just today's economy. You're making time to reduce your expenses, but when it's time to renew your car insurance, the premiums went up. Same car, no accidents, no tickets, but a higher monthly payment. When you call to ask why, you're told it's just today's economy. You are making time to grocery shop on a budget, but you end up loading your trunk with only like 4 bags of items that cost over $100. A gallon of milk that was $3.32 in 2020 is now $4.79 in some stores. A dozen eggs in 2020 was $1.51. Now it's $5.43. A gallon of gas in 2020, $2.29, now $3.26. And when you ask, you hear over and over again, it's just the economy. No matter what group you find yourself in, you're doing the same thing. You're managing your money. If you're in Group A, you are choosing to manage your money in such a way that it clears you of past debt and it steers you towards a financially free future that will allow you to afford the lifestyle that you dream about. If you're in Group B, you're choosing to manage your money in such a way that is keeping you stuck in that vicious cycle. You're broke the day before payday, you broke the day of payday, you broke the day after payday, only paying the minimum balance on loans, which isn't decreasing the remaining balance by much because the majority of the payment is going towards interest. In other words, you're making the lender richer. Being in Group B is managing to dig yourself deeper into debt. Now, if you're in Group C, you're choosing to manage your money. You're cutting out your latte factor. You're asking yourself if you want this or if you want to save for that. You're cutting out those 899 channels of cable. You're eliminating your gym membership. But life and that economy keeps knocking you 2 steps back, and you're getting frustrated and you're feeling stuck. But after today's episode, Group B will start to do what needs to be done to set your goals, budget your paychecks, to relieve yourselves of that financial burden so you can live your life like it's golden. And Group C will not let the ever-changing economy distract you from paying off your debt and making plans for all the things that you want to achieve in your life. Today's episode is called, Can I Speak to the Manager, Please? So we all know what a manager is. You may work with one, either a good or a bad one. You may even be a manager, a good or a bad one. Either way, you know that a manager is a person who plans, organizes, directs, and controls resources to achieve clear and specific goals. The reality is, no matter what your job is, no matter what role you have at work, no matter what your salary is, each one of you are managers. Whether you know it or not, the most important person you manage on a daily basis is you. You have to manage your time in order to accomplish everything that you need to do in a day. You have to account for every minute of your day. You have to decide when to get up based off what time you need to start your day. You have to decide what time to leave the house in order to get to where you're going on time. You need to manage your time in order to get all of your work done so you can get off on time. You have to manage your health. What are you eating throughout the day that will give you the fuel and energy that your body needs to even function? Are you making time to exercise to strengthen your body so you can be in good shape, so you can physically enjoy your life? How are you managing your life? There are several companies who are no longer in business because of how they were managed. Who remembers Blockbusters? That place where you can go and rent movies and you can get movie theater snacks. It was pretty cool. When I was a kid, every Friday, my mom used to bring me, my brothers, and my sisters there. But we were on the budget. So one child got to pick the one movie that the family would watch during the week. So this particular week, it was my turn to pick. And I walked around the store for the longest time. My brothers and sisters kept coming up to me with the videos that they wanted me to select. I didn't pay them any attention. It was my week, my choice. So I walked around that store and then I saw it. It was like a spotlight appeared. And I floated right over to that shelf and I grabbed the video that we would watch every day for a week. At that time, I was the biggest MC Hammer fan. Y'all know MC Hammer? Mr. You Can't Touch This, Mr. Too Legit to Quit, MC Hammer. I knew every song. I knew every dance move. I even wrote him a letter asking to tour with him. And I know I was just in high school, but I was ready. I was his biggest fan / future employee. He never wrote back, but that's okay, because if he had, I wouldn't be here with you today. So anyway, back to Blockbuster. That imaginary spotlight lit up that shelf, and I saw it. A video of MC Hammer in concert. That was it. That was my choice, and we were going to watch that for the whole week. Y'all, my siblings were so mad at me. They were so mad. We got home. I put that VHS tape in that VCR. I pressed play, and the magic began. I'm jamming and I'm dancing and I'm having the best time for 37 minutes. Then the video was over. Y'all, my siblings were so mad at me. For a week, I played that video over and over again. To this day, they still bring that up, living in the past. But looking back, I definitely didn't manage my selection good that day. Over time, in the movie industry, new innovations were discovered. We stopped going to brick and mortar stores to rent videos. We were able to get videos from a vending type machine called Redbox. Then, years later, a revolutionary competitor was formed and transformed the way we watch movies. A little company called Netflix gave us the convenience and selections that saved us the bother of going to an actual store. This caught Blockbuster off guard. They didn't manage to study future trends or keep up with how the market was transforming. And in 2010, they filed for bankruptcy. Kodak, the camera company, lost business and sales because they didn't invest in new technology like digital cameras. Then cameras on your cell phones took over and left Kodak behind. There are many companies that refuse to adapt, make adjustments, or pay attention to their income and expenses that cause them to fail, file bankruptcy, or close, in part to poor management. But there are companies who were on the brink of shutting down, but they were able to save themselves because they stopped and they managed to adjust their mindset and looked at their business from a different perspective, and they adjusted accordingly. They took a hard look at their finances, they adjusted their expenses, they are reduced where necessary, and they tracked their cash flow, and they prepared for unforeseen expenses. So, of course, it may not have been easy, but it was worth the fight in order to become successful today. And that's what I want each of you to become: successful managers of your life, the CEO of you enterprise, the shot caller of you corporation, the boss of you LLC. So, how do you start better managing your life? I'm glad you asked. There are many ways to get a handle on your money, but today I'm only going to talk briefly about 5 ways. Number 1, get your overspending under control. No matter what your financial goals are, developing and sticking to a financial plan is key to achieving them. Stop shopping just because you see something on sale, and quit swiping that card every time there's a credit card terminal. Quit trying to keep up with the look of your neighbor, and quit the unnecessary spending. Number 2, create a budget. I say this every episode. You have to tell your money where to go instead of always wondering where it went. A budget isn't designed to stop you from having fun. It's actually the complete opposite. It helps you to track every penny that comes your way so you can plan to enjoy yourself at parties, you can go on trips, and yes, you can even go on shopping sprees after you get your debt under control. Number 3, try a money challenge. What goal do you want to hit this week? If you could save $100, that's about $15 a day. What do you do on a daily basis that'll help you save $15 a day? Try it and see if it works for you. Or try the Keep the Change challenge. Every time you buy something, put the change in a drawer. Or when you're cleaning up and you find loose change, put that in a jar and just see how much money you save in a week. Find something fun to do in order to help you with those challenges every single week. So I don't want it to feel like dealing with money is a chore. It's not. But you have to figure out ways to get your mindset to change in order for you to better manage your money. Number 4, I want you to make time to learn something new about your finances. Remember, Blockbuster didn't keep up with the technology trends, and it didn't adapt to making watching movies more convenient, and the whole company shut down. Every week, I want you to expand your knowledge about finances. I want you to check out podcasts like this one. I want you to watch educational videos or read articles about finances and take what you're learning and apply it to your life. Number 5, understand that the economy will economy. For those of you in Group C who doing everything you can to get your finances under control, but you keep getting frustrated and irritated at the rise of the cost of living, do not give up. The cost of living will fluctuate. Companies are in the business to make money. The electric company, the water company, the insurance companies, they are in business to stay in business. And unfortunately, that means a rise in their prices. But I promise you, what you're learning through is Crystal Clear will help you to manage your finances. So when you see a spike in your cost of living, it won't bankrupt you. Shop around for better insurance prices, better cell phone pricing, better internet and cable pricing. If you're using a company that has competitors, make time to shop around. Use that savings to pay off debt so you can free up more money to live on. Review your bank statements often. Where's your money going? If you're spending on things you don't need, stop and ask yourself, do I have enough money now to buy this thing and not freak out if the light bill is an extra $100 higher next month? If you can't say that, put that thing up and boost your bank account so you can have enough money in it to live when the economy starts to economy. Group A, I want you to keep going. You're doing a great job managing your financing and positioning yourself to become debt-free with money in your accounts. But you have an assignment that I want you to do. What you're learning now, I need you to share with other people. In the episode called What About Your Friends, I told you to make sure those around you have the help they need to tell their money where to go instead of wondering where it went. I want you to be that friend. Group B, you have an assignment as well. Quit swiping. I need you to be extreme about managing your money. What goal do you have for the next 7 days, the next 30 days, the next 90 days? How much will it cost you to help you to reach those goals in 7, 30, and 90 days? Are those goals really important to you? If not, it's okay. You can turn off this podcast and you can go back to swiping. But if those goals that you've been dreaming about are really important to you, I want you to stop and make time to review these episodes and be intentional about the steps you need to take to move on over to the Group A side. I promise you can do it, and it will be worth the sacrifices. Group C, your assignment is only 2 words. Don't stop. I promise you're doing great. Continue to make time to implement the techniques that you're learning through this podcast to effectively spend, invest, save, and budget your money. Being the manager over your life is not something you can slack on. Just like Blockbuster and those other companies that refuse to stop, analyze, and adjust, you're going to find yourself in a hole that you won't be able to dig out of. I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, God created you to have a life that's exceedingly abundantly above anything that you can think of or even ask for. I want y'all to experience that life. I want you to really want that for yourselves. You're worth it, but you have to do your part to make it happen. A great manager understands what it takes to turn his company into a successful empire. A great manager makes tough decisions and adjustments in order to ensure that the company is financially strong. A great manager has the ability to motivate employees to do better, to set smart goals that challenges them and offers awards for achievements. See yourself as a great manager and watch your life transform into something completely different from where you are now. I promise y'all, it'll be worth challenging yourself to do so. So this is the end of this week's episode. I really do hope that what I said today motivates you to take your life seriously and manage yourself much better. I want you to live a great life, and I want you to want that for yourself. You can do it. I know you can. So remember, share this episode with those who you feel will benefit from what is being said. And as always, I want to thank my behind-the-scenes team for their work and commitment to helping you. And I want to thank you for your commitment to become financially free indeed. Until next time, remember to dream big, stay focused, and live your best exceedingly abundantly life within budget. Have a great week. I'll see you next time on It's Crystal Clear.